Here we are, we're going to do an emergency recovery test.
Takeoff.
Pick a nice flat area, do a takeoff. Now, the first thing you'll notice is it says home point updated. So you want, before you go anywhere, make sure you get that message coming up on your screen. So in this test, I'm just going to fly away from the launch area in a nice flat area with no obstacles. So you probably want to do this in a flat field for your first emergency recovery. Don't do it near a house until you figure out the height setting. So just going to the settings, going to turn obstacle avoidance to bypass. Leave the others for now. Return to home altitude, that's how high it's going to go. So just make sure that's not too high, not too low. And then flight protection, you can actually set how far away and how high you can go. You can drop that down a bit. I mean, 3 kilometers is a bit far, and you don't want it to go too high, just until you figure out what's legal and so on. Or your battery life might run out before it gets back if there's wind. Drop it down until you figure out your safety margins. Control, nothing too much to set up there. Upward gimbal rotation, you can set that to yes. It'll look up a bit more. Don't touch the other settings for your controller. Camera, that just shows video settings. There's a few things you might want to turn on. Just peaking level normal, and overexposure warning, you can turn those on if you want. Just gives you some indication if the scene's too bright. If you're out in bright sunlight, sometimes it gets overexposed, you might need to put your filters on. Okay, so here's an emergency. I'm going to simulate a panic mode, so I'm going to hold down the H button. So it's going to start beeping like crazy. Just make sure you hold it down. There's also a button on the screen. There you go. This is tap to cancel. So if for some reason you've lost the drone, but then you can see it come back, you can cancel it, but generally just have it do an automatic landing. Just keep an eye on, just listen out for it if you've lost it. It's just going to come back, go up to 29 meters, and land exactly where it took off from. So make sure the landing area is clear and there's no obstacles in the way. I mean, it should bypass them, but for your first test, make sure it's a big clear space. It's going to land all by itself. You don't have to do anything. That's it, safety. Righto, here's another scenario you've got to be careful of. In the case where the battery's critically low, you may not make it home. So here I've just landed on the grass. I didn't really want to land in the middle of the grass, but if there's a critically low battery and it can't get home, it just lands where it is, in the ocean or wherever. So just check your battery all the time.